William and Catherine, was it really a case of quite literally keeping it in the family? And more importantly, as Spotify have pointed out, this is exactly the sort of thing that they really requested from the now defunct archetypes. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you as ever, and thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's so nice genuinely to see so many people joining our chums, our community. I know a lot of people said to me, Neil, I remember when you had no one. I know sometimes when you're doing this job, you feel you are on your own. You know what I'm saying? Talking to yourself. I've told you before, haven't you? You get some funny looks when you're out and about. That's why I like to find these nice discreet spots with some wonderful flowers and sort of stone masonry behind you and think, well, at least nobody will think you're daft here. What do you mean you think I'm daft? I know. Well, anyway, we're talking to each other. That's all that matters. Back as ever, though, to your breaking royal story of the day, because this is a huge story. In fact, as we all know, we don't need to go over it. Meghan lost her Spotify deal. But really, when you think about it, it was all about what she didn't bring, as they often kids say, to the party. I did think, it did have an opportunity to be something, but clearly, whether she didn't have the pull or people didn't want to be involved, well, that could have been the bigger problem. But step forward now, the Prince and Princess of Wales, and of course, the Princess Royal or Royal Highness Princess Anne. Talk about unity. They appeared on Mike Tyndall's podcast. It's normally all about rugby, but it was all based about sports and all that sort of stuff. But really, as I say, this was the sort of thing that Spotify were looking for from Meghan and Harry. Can you imagine being able to sit down with the future King and Queen of England for a podcast? If Meghan had played the cards right, this could have been her podcast. This has been incredibly successful for Mike Tyndall, who, of course, shot to more, shall we say, TV commercial fame this time last year by signing up to join I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. What do we learn on the podcast? A lot about how the Princess of Wales is very competitive. Mike let slip. Of course, don't believe that it was that sort of, shall we say, relaxed. They did know in advance all the questions that they were going to be asked, and they get the final cut and say of the edit. It's literally interesting here is it's shot through the podcast roof on a major scale. Lots and lots of people, thousands of people are downloading it. And it's nice, in fact, to see Catherine and William in a more relaxed mode, just, chatting away, all of that sort of thing. But as I say at the very start of this video, what was interesting, and as we now know, Meghan and Harry were called grifters by the CEO of Spotify, but this is exactly what they pitched out to her. Is there anybody within your contact book, your family, that you feel would like to have a chat? Maybe just talk about a passion project, that sort of stuff. According to a very well-placed source who worked alongside Meghan Markle on said podcasts, along with 24 other producers, Meghan didn't require any help. She had all the guests that she needed, and she felt sure that these were going to top the charts around the world. Seemingly, that didn't happen. But what we do know is a man who is known for playing rugby and being an all-round good egg, and more importantly, a great conversationalist in audio form, all the things that Spotify said Meghan wasn't, has really pulled off a major coup in the Prince and Princess of Wales, and more importantly, of course, the wonderful Princess Anne. Well done, Mike Tyndall. Back to the drawing board, Meghan and Harry. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.